Okay, let's talk about the donkey for the last time. Just to point out that I did a very quick paint job on him, and I've did the basic colors, and you'll see that it's blotchy. That was an on-purpose thing. I tried to, most animals don't have a solid color. I did the whites first. I typically do the whites always first. The eye is white. The other color, the other white color here is actually ivory, and forget which sienna that is. I write it on the bottom. It's espresso. It's espresso color, and then of course I use tomato paste in the nostrils. I used Caucasian color, skin color, with a touch of red in it for the mouth, and of course black for black. Now you can't really see it until you get up close, but you got to play around with these a little bit when you go to do the painting, and so you can see that I purposely stop the black or the brown before the white, and then I'll go back over it, and I do a section at a time, a little piece at a time, and I get a wet brush and I kind of swoop it over. I didn't particularly like it all white when I went to the bottom, went to his belly. Typically the belly on most animals is a little bit dirtier, so I use the same dry brush technique with I call it dry brush, but it's actually a wet brush with water, and I run the paint into the other. So you can get darker areas. I try and make darker areas where there would be more shadows, and then use a wet brush once again to try and get that out. Did a little bit different on this side so that it's really dark in the area here. So then once you're done all that, if you want to play around with it, because you use a wash, you can go back over it and use another wash and change the color a little bit if you want. You can come over it. You can't see it very well until you get right up close, and I don't know whether I can get that really good or not. Not there. Too close, too close, too close. Now, can you see that the brown is on the black as well? So I'll run I dry brushed over that as well, so that I can get more of an off black color. When you have a solid color, it doesn't look as good. All right. And then finally, if you want to go and fool around with it a bit more, I do this a lot with clothing when I'm painting clothing, but I'll come along later on and I'll take a piece of sandpaper and see how that changes it again. And if you rub it really hard and take off some right down to the wood, then you go, if you use a lighter color or a darker color to go over top of that, then it will stick on those high points, so it'll change the color once again. All right, so even in the black on the mane here, I go in over that with a secondary color. Whenever I do hair, I always use at least 2 different paints. Okay, always 2 different paints. It just highlights things an awful lot better. Like even that up here, if you come down here and just go over that, you can see how it changes it just that little bit. So it's like adding another color, really. Okay, so I guess that's it. We finished it. Don't forget to sign it. Oh, that's something else I do on a lot of my carvings is I mark, when I sign my name on the bottom, I put the date, and then I put on the colors that I use, so that if I wanted to come back and duplicate the colors, I know what colors work. Good reference. Okay, I'm going to show you some of the carvings that people have done. So there's one done, sitting on a base. There's another one, which is quite neat.
It's all paid, it's all finished yet.
No, everything's sanctioned and vetted.
And there's another one. He lost his load.